Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the first lecture of BillyMossy.com. Today we'll be starting the entire course with grammar. Grammar is nothing which we are learning for the first time. Since childhood we have been doing grammar and brings pictures of our teachers, English teachers of our class 2 and 3 standards when I talk of grammar and parts of speech. Let's see how differently we can learn grammar from Billy Mossy. Grammar in my eyes is nothing but N rules plus N plus 1 exceptions. And in any competitive examinations, you will be getting your questions from these N plus 1 exceptions. But in order to understand these N plus 1 exceptions, you must know these N rules. Grammar is an ocean, but in order to take a dip in this ocean, you must be prepared with all your gadgets. What I have done in this entire course is that I have picked up the important notes from Longman, Raymond Murphy, Renan Martin, and several other, and tried to come up with the best solution for the grammar section of English. This course has been made for the students of GMAT course specifically, but will be having additional modules for other competitive examinations like CAT, SSC, XAT, and other miscellaneous examinations. So let us see how good you are at your English foundation. I will begin the entire course with a simple sentence, and let's see how many of you can let me know the parts of speech for the entire sentence. So please write down a simple sentence. I have an essential meeting at office today. So I am rather busy. Take a moment, pause the video, and see for yourself if you can let me know the parts of speech of each and every word in this sentence. However, I will begin with the answers. The simplest of all, which all of us know, is I. I is nothing but a pronoun. Have. Have is verb. Is it an auxiliary verb or a main verb? We'll come back to that question. Let's see. Let's move on to the next word, that is an. And in many of yours, I guess whatever you have written, you must have written article, which is fairly correct. But in our modern grammar, we also write it as a determiner. What is a determiner? Well, we will again come back to this question. Essential, the next word. Meeting, the word next to it. Meeting is your noun. I'm pretty sure most of you must have got it correctly. And essential is the word which is modifying meeting, so it must be an adjective because it is modifying noun. At again is a preposition. Very well. Office is undoubtedly a noun. But what about today? Today, if you might have written it as noun or verb or adverb or adjective. Let's see what is this actually. Today gives us an understanding about when the incident has taken place. Today will be an adverb because it is giving us an information when do you have the meeting. Let's move to the next word, which is so. So most of you must have written it as a conjunction, which is fairly correct. But for now, let me write it as linking word. I will come back to this word, linking word, and let you know why this has gained importance in today's modern grammar. The next word is I, which is again a pronoun. Am is a verb. Again, let it be open-ended if it is an auxiliary verb or a main verb. Now let me know what is Mr. Rather and what is Mr. Busy. These two are the tricky ones. In my opinion, many of you must have thought that busy, at the first glance, you must have thought that busy is a verb. At the second glance, you might have thought it as adverb. And few might have thought it as an adjective. So how can we conclude whether it is a verb, adverb, or an adjective? Well, there is a particular rule which we need to follow here, and the correct answer here would be an adjective. Verb and adverb are wrong. But how? We'll come back to very soon, actually. If we take busy as an adjective, what would rather be? Rather is the word which is modifying busy. So rather is an adverb. Very well. Now we have completed the entire sentence, and I'm pretty sure you must have realized how strong your foundation is, with all pun intended. Not to worry, we'll be doing the entire course and you will be getting to know each and every segment of English grammar. I have compiled this entire course with a lot of effort, and I'm pretty sure you'll appreciate it by the end of this course. Parts of speech. Most of us tend to ignore it and move on to writing letters, essays, and even novels. But parts of speech are very important for writing any kind of an article or essay, and at the same time it is very essential for cracking at any competitive examination. One of the important and easiest way to improve your knowledge about parts of speech is taking up any newspaper and trying to write down the parts of speech for every word in that. Probably you can take up a newspaper, daily newspaper, and pick up a paragraph and try to write the part of speech for every word in that particular paragraph. However, we'll be doing the parts of speech in depth. You have learned that parts of speech are 8 in number, namely noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection, and in the modern grammar we call it determiner, and we have another one which is called linking verb. Let me write it with red. Linking verb. Let's see how each of them can help us in our competitive examination. Noun, as we all know, is name of a person, place, or thing, which plays a vital role in subject-verb agreement. Let me let you know that for each of these sections we'll be studying in depth, and we'll be having a lot of examples accompanied. In today's lecture and this session, I'll be just discussing the overview of all these parts of speech. Pronoun. Pronoun is a word used instead of noun. Again, pronoun plays a very vital role because it helps us find out a lot of errors, namely no reference for pronoun, wrong reference of pronouns, squinted pronouns, another important one. Adjective. Adjectives are important in understanding the questions based on comparisons. Verbs are important for writing any sentence correctly with correct tense. Gives you a better understanding of tenses when the situation or the state has occurred or the action is taking place. Adverb again helps us in determining the comparison errors. Preposition. Preposition is not directly asked, but it is important when we have to mug up a lot of idioms. They are not asked directly, and idioms are something which you have to learn by heart. Prepositions like come on, come off. Each one of have a different meaning. We need to understand the meaning of each one. Conjunction, again we have mainly two errors related to this. One is ellipsis. Don't get bugged up by these jargons. They are merely names given to a particular kind of questions. Once you understand, you will find them very easy. Interjection is my favorite one, which plays with the emotions, and since exams are emotionless, they are not asked. Well, let's move on. Determiners are also important because nowadays they test a lot of subject determiner errors. For example, some water or few water or fewer water, that kind of question. We'll do these things in depth, need not worry. The sentence which we did above right now, I wanted to focus on two important aspects. One of them is understanding of verb. When we talk about verb, the first thing which clicks onto our mind is action. By action I mean play or playing, sing or singing, dance or dancing. But verb is not only restricted to action, it can also be the state of being. For example, I am here. Here am is the verb which is illustrating the state of being of I. If we move to the action, I am playing. Am is the word which is assisting the main verb playing in letting us know that the action which is play is going on right now. It actually lets us know the time of action. I am playing, I was playing, I will be playing. In all these three sentences, am, was and will be lets us know that when the action is taking place. Well, the verb can be broadly classified under main verbs. Let me write it a different color, it'll be easier. Main verb and auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs assist main verb. Whenever there is no main verb, auxiliary verb act as main verb. You might have got a little puzzled, so let me explain it to you. Okay, for example, I am playing cricket. Here the main verb is playing, and am is the auxiliary verb which is assisting playing. It will sound very awkward if you realize that I playing cricket. So it needs an assistance which is provided by am. That's why it is called an auxiliary verb. Whenever there is no main verb, as in an action verb, I am here. Here, this what we used to consider an auxiliary verb acts as a main verb. So I guess this is partly understood by all of you, and need not worry if you have not understood also, because this is just an overview and I will be discussing this concept in depth. Another concept which I wanted to discuss is the concept of adverb. There are several kinds of adverbs. What we have learnt here is the adverbial of time. I have an essential meeting at office today. Here today is acting as adverbial of time. There are several kinds of adverb like adverbial of degree, adverbial of manner. So we'll be taking this again in depth. Another important aspect which I told you earlier that I'll be discussing now is I am rather busy. I am rather busy. Whenever an auxiliary verb behaves as a main verb, the word followed by the main verb, now main verb, is either an adjective or a noun. Well, this is a rule which I'll be discussing in detail when I will be discussing adverbs or linking verbs. Okay. Actually, this word, when auxiliary verbs behave as main verbs, it is called linking verb. And this word which follows is called its complement, which is either an adjective or a noun. Now, adjective can be easily understood if I say that I am a busy man. You will jump out and say that busy is an adjective here. But in other case, when I say I am busy, this is the second case. When busy, here busy is modifying man, whereas here busy is modifying I. Now let us concentrate here and realize that man is a noun and I is a pronoun. So a word which modifies a noun or modifies a pronoun is obviously an adjective. So undoubtedly busy is an adjective. Hope you have got my point. So I am rather busy. So busy is here is an adjective and not a noun. And rather is the word which is modifying adjective. So this is an adjective. Any word modifying an adjective is called an adverb. The example here we should understand is that now I guess you must have seen and realized how good your foundation is, and I'm pretty sure that you will be able to understand it better after we have completed the entire course. But do not get scared by the jargons which I'm using here. By the end of the session, you'll be having a very good grip on the entire grammar. You'll be able to probably take your friends by surprise when you let them know that, oh, this is an ellipsis error, this is a parallelism error. So they will know that you know a lot of grammar. Oh, and you'll feel very proud at the end of the session. So buckle up and we'll start with the next session with parts of speech, and we'll be doing noun, pronoun, adjective, verb and adverb and other things in detail. In the meanwhile, I'll suggest you all that you all start writing the parts of speech for each word in any particular paragraph on a daily basis. We'll be doing that exercise also here, but make it a habit for at least 30 days from now onward, so that you have a better understanding of parts of speech. Thanks a lot.